Ciao ragazzi, in this video, I'm going to review the BR800 bicycle light, made by a company named Towild. I bought this light because it was pretty cheap. It was about 30 Canadian dollars, and for that you get a bike light that's capable of 800 lumens. It's USB rechargeable, and it has another feature that I've not seen on a USB rechargeable light before, an interchangeable battery. Well, let's get the box open and see what I got. Okay, we got the flashlight. Doesn't look too bad. Then we also got a bag of goodies here. Looks like a USB cable and a couple of mounts. Okay, let's get this light out of the packaging here and see what we got. The light has a fairly decent build quality. The back half is made out of plastic, and the front half is made out of aluminum. And my suspicion is that it's made out of aluminum to dissipate the heat that the light generates. And there's another clue that this is designed for heat dissipation, are these little ribs on the side here. They look just like a heatsink. I'd say it's a pretty good design. Now, the reason I bought this, you're supposed to be able to twist it here, and the light comes apart, and you can replace the cell. It's a lithium-ion battery, model 18650. This is a really popular battery, and it's used in all kinds of things like power tools, cars, electric bikes, so that you can pick these up pretty well anywhere. Now, this is the 2000 milliamp version. These batteries are typically 3.7 volts, like you see here. And there's another version with a 2600 milliamp battery, which is obviously going to make the light last longer. And that's all you get in the box. Let me show you some of the features this light has. Norman, drum roll please. Let's start off with the power button. It lights up in different colors to indicate different modes the light's capable of, and it'll also tell you how much power you have left in the battery. When you see it light up green, it means it's in the manual mode. When you see it light up in blue, it's in intelligent mode. This is a special feature in this light. It turns the power off if there's no movement detected for 2 minutes. When the light detects movement, it automatically turns back on. It's a nice little feature. As I mentioned earlier, the other thing the button will do is tell you how much power you have left in the battery. If you see a solid green light or a solid blue light, there's anywhere between 30 and 100% power left in the battery. If the light starts to flash, so if you see a flashing green light or flashing blue light, there's 10 to 30% power left in the battery. And if you see a flashing red-green or flashing red-blue, you have anywhere between 0 and 10% battery life. Charging the light is done with a USB-C cable. One is included in the package. One thing to take note of, the instructions say not to use a power brick that's greater than 2 amps. Let's move on to the mount. Attaching the light to your bike is simple with the mounts that come with it. It features a quarter-turn system, which is commonly known as the Garmin mount. One of the mounts wraps around your handlebars, and you don't need any fancy tools. Just tighten it up by hand and you're good to go. The other one is a combo GoPro quarter-turn mount, which is great if you already have a GoPro setup on your bike or your helmet. If you didn't already know, the Garmin mount is not designed for anything heavier than a bike computer. Heavier items like a light can easily slip out of the mount or even break it. Both mounts provided by Towild are made from plastic, and you know what? I was a bit skeptical about their durability and how well they would hold a light on a bike. However, the mounts from Towild are a step up from your average quarter-turn mount. The first time I put the light into the mount, it was a bit of a struggle. Getting it in and out required a good amount of oomph. I thought I had a faulty mount, but then I figured out it's made this way to keep the light in place securely. I've been using the handlebar mount for a few months now, and on bumpy roads, it hasn't budged an inch. Well, I spoke too soon. This is what happened to me on one of the rides. On today's ride, look what happened. Have a closer look here. The actual Garmin mount didn't break. It actually held the light in place, no problem. It's the screws. Let me see if I can get the thing to focus up here. The screws actually, I'm not sure if they backed themselves out or stripped from the mount that's on the handlebar, so we'll have a closer look at that. Here's the weak point, that it'll back itself out, and I don't know if this is, if these are made out of copper or brass or something. I'm hoping it's something stronger than that. Anyway, once I get inside, I'll find out if they're stripped, or I'll be able to save it and just screw everything back in. Just like I thought, the screws did back themselves out of this. They thread in easily. So the inserts aren't stripped or anything like that. I'm very happy about that. So I'm going to err on the side of caution. I'll use a bit of blue to tighten the thing up, and hopefully I'm going to be good with this thing. Trying to get the light out of this was quite the bear. I had to grab a set of slip joint pliers to actually take that out. It would not come out by hand. So I'm very happy with this. This is great, but have to do a bit of work on that. So if you do get this light, just remember to take your Allen wrench and tighten it up, I guess, before you get out there, because the screws can back out. The light has 5 different modes, 3 steady and 2 flashing. With the steady modes, we have low at 200 lumens, mid at 400 lumens, and high at 800 lumens. Then we have 2 flashing modes, the day flash that flashes at 600 lumens, and the night flash that flashes at 200 lumens. So I grabbed the user manual to see how long the light would last in the different lighting modes. I was interested in the daylight flashing mode, and it says it can last 6 hours with the battery I got in it. That's a 2000 milliamp hour battery. Had I bought the bigger battery, the light's supposed to last 8 hours. Now, I've been riding with the light for about 2 or 3 months now, and I can usually get 2 rides in. Each ride is about 3 hours or thereabouts. So I'd say that's pretty accurate. I can get usually 6 to 7 hours of usage on it, and then I have to recharge it. In order to prove that to you, I decided to put the light to a test. I turned it on at full brightness and waited for the battery to die out. And to my surprise, the light lasted 2 hours and 10 minutes, far exceeding what they claimed here on the paperwork. It should have lasted an hour and a half. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm very happy with that. But it makes me wonder, do I have a 2000 milliamp hour battery or a 2600 milliamp hour battery? I don't know, but I'm very happy with these test results. Let me rewind the video here and show you something else. Watch the brightness of the light. It stays consistent right up until the 2-hour mark. Then it flickers a bit and just dies off. Now that's a great characteristic for this light to have. You set it to whatever brightness you want, and you can count on it maintaining that brightness right up until the battery dies out. I wanted to test the Towild's lumens output, but I don't have one of those fancy meters to do that. And quite frankly, if I had one of those meters, I probably would not know how to use it. So what I decided to do is grab another light that I have that's also rated at 800 lumens. It's this one. It's the Olight RN800 number. That's Olight's number. It also goes under the name Magicshine ULT800. So we'll compare the two. I mean, these two guys should be identical in brightness because they both say they're 800 lumens. Now, I'm out here in the daytime, and I'm just going to shine the lights here on this block wall and see what we have going on. So here's the Towild at maximum brightness. Okay, and I'm going to turn on the Olight, and here's the Olight at maximum brightness. So now let's compare the two, and let me spread them apart a little bit. So on the right-hand side is the Towild, on the left-hand side is the Magicshine Olight, and you can see that actually the Olight, it has a little more brightness to it. I would say a little more intensity, and the Towild has it's a little dimmer, but not by much. You know what? Instead of just shining them on a wall, why don't we take these things on a road test? Okay, let's get outside and we'll do a road test, daytime and nighttime. I'll compare it to the RN800, which has similar specifications. First distance is 10 meters. At 10 meters, the RN800 is brighter than the Towild light, but not by much. One thing I want you to take note of, both of the lights are in daytime flash mode, and I like the one on the RN800 because the flashing mode pulses on for a longer period of time as compared to the Towild one. The pulses on the Towild are shorter, and I don't know about you, but I find the Towild one not as noticeable. Let's move on to 20 meters. The RN800 continues to be brighter, and one other thing I want to point out, neither of the lights demonstrated the anti-dazzle feature. That's the one that's not supposed to blind oncoming traffic or pedestrians and stuff like that. I don't see it at all. Maybe it's a nighttime feature? I don't know. Let's get on to 30 meters away. And again, the RN800 has the edge over the Towild light. I also took video at 40 meters and 50 meters away, but I wasn't too pleased with the results. All you see is a little dot in the screen, and it doesn't help in determining which light's better. Let's move on to nighttime testing, and I chose this stretch of road because it's completely dark. There's no street lights, no lights from buildings or stores or anything like that, and you'll get a chance to see what the lights are capable of in the dark. I'm going to test the lights at 200, 400, and 800 lumens, and we'll see the difference. Let's start up the video here, and here's 200 lumens. Right off the bat, you can tell that the Olight is brighter than the Towild. It has more light intensity, and it allows you to see more stuff on the road. Look at the Olight video and the curb on the left-hand side. You notice along the curb there's a bunch of plants, and when you look at the video for the Towild, those plants are barely visible. Let's move on to 400 lumens, and you can see that the Olight is brighter than the Towild, but the Towild does a great job of lighting up the road. The only weakness seems to be lighting up the sides of the road, or the periphery, if you will. Let's move the test on to 800 lumens, and you can see that the Olight is still the brighter of the two. It does a great job of lighting up the center of the road and the periphery. Just have a look at the video here, and you can see more stuff down the road, tree branches, bushes on the side, etc. The Towild light does a decent job of lighting up the center of the road, but it really suffers when it comes to seeing things on the side of the road or seeing up ahead. Now, after doing my testing at 200, 400, and 800 lumens, the Olight was consistently brighter than the Towild. Now, I'm not sure why that is. Could it possibly be the people at Towild use a different system to determine the lumens output when they do their testing? Only they know. And just to recap, here are some photos of the Towild light at 200, 400, and 800 lumens at nighttime. Well, what do I think of the light? It may not shine as brightly as some competitors at 800 lumens, but it certainly delivers great performance for the price. It's well built and easy to use. The included mounts perform well and are easy to install without any tools, offering you multiple ways to attach the light to your bike, or wherever you can put a GoPro mount. Just remember to double check the screws. Even though I used a different light with this mount, it should not have unscrewed itself. Now let's move on to the main reason I bought this light, the replaceable battery. When the battery eventually wears out, all I have to do is find a place that sells the 18650 and replace it. The battery life is quite good, lasting well over an hour and a half at full brightness, and longer when you use the flashing modes. There is one thing I'm not a fan of, using the power button as a battery indicator. It's hard to tell if you're going to go out on a ride. Is the battery at 100%, 70%, 50%? I don't want to go out on a ride and have the light shut down on me. There's got to be a better way to show how much power is left in the battery. So, would I purchase this again? Yes, it's a solid light that offers excellent value for the money. Well, that's it for this review of the Towild BR800. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, show your appreciation. Smash that like button below, or you may even want to subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.